What family drama were you born into that you didn't know about until later in life? Later, my mother is very upset, and she tells me about when she was 18. She fled the country to get away from her family, the alcohol, the drugs, the reliance her parents had on her, the responsibility she had for her siblings. She then tells me, when I was 13, they found out that my GM's brother had been sexually abusing multiple kids back home, 2 of them being my uncles, and more or less all of my mother's cousins, huge family, and some kids that are not family. They had been abused since they were toddlers. The only 2 people who hadn't been abused were my mother and my aunt. At least that's the official story. My aunt never came forward. My mother was furious because the guy is filthy rich and buys people's silence. My uncles were going to take him to court, but settled for not even a big sum of money. So this pedophile got to live the rest of his life abusing children. He is dead now, but the damage is done. People who were abused either moves on or becomes abusers. And with the amount of children he hurt, well, the worst thing about this is, because they settled, we can't even publicly say his name. There are hundreds of children who suffered by his hands. Back to my cousin 10, my aunt didn't honor the terms, and we told her we had to report it then. It is, after all, the law, if not the decent fucking thing to do. Everyone in my family was furious that we would expose the dysfunction in the family, so they cut contact with us and moved up and away. Haven't seen them in 6 years, and I don't know if anything came of the report or how things went. But what breaks my heart the most is one of my uncles, the one that has been most open about his trauma. The last time we spoke to him, he hung up the phone saying, "Well, there is no evidence, so we can't report him." It breaks my heart, because when I was a child and had some unrelated traumas, the one thing I wanted the most was for an adult to not care and just come and help me. Later, we found out that this disgusting man had sexually abused my aunt too. She wrote a confession to someone else in my close network, and she came forward when she found out that the girl possible were being abused too. Even more so, my grandmother, who is about 10 years younger than her brother, was also sexually assaulted. Oh, and she cheated on my grandfather shortly after the news broke about the assaults. My mother has gone to therapy, and she is a very different person from the rest of her family. She have never been relying on family, never home, and very independent. And she thinks that's the reason he didn't carry on with her. Because she does remember him kissing her once. This is really long, and yet it's still a very condensed version. Hope it makes sense, though. It's kind of tough to keep track of all the events. TL, Jar grew up in a slightly dysfunctional family. Turns out the dysfunction was covering up some huge incest family ring. Like, comment, subscribe,